Welcome to Ayaan medical lecture. And this topic we will discuss about the different part of the brain. This video is just an overview of the brain. These colors are make easier to understand. So first we will start the spinal cord. After the spinal cord, the pons. Pons is a Latin for bridge. The name was given by a surgeon, the Italian surgeon in 16th century. The three cranial take originate at the border of the pons. The midbrain extends from the mammillary body to the pons inferiorly, which convey descending and ascending impulses. The medulla oblongata is the most impure part of the brain stem. It contains nuclei that regulate vital visual activity. It contains centers that control heart rate, BP, breathing, swallowing, and vomiting, among others. After the medulla oblongata, this area is called cerebellum. The occipital lobe, which is located on the posterior side of the brain. The visual area is located in the posterior part of the occipital area. Near to the occipital lobe, there is a gland which is called the pineal gland. A small gland is located near the center of the brain at the third ventricle. The pineal gland secretes melatonin, other biogenic amines, and neuropeptide. The parietal lobe, which is a primary somatic sensory area, is located in the parietal lobe, posterior to the central sulcus. Impulses traveling from the body's sensory receptor are localized and interpreted in this area. The pituitary gland, which is divided into two, the posterior pituitary and the anterior pituitary, which secrete the growth hormone, luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, prolactin, oxytocin, and other hormones. It is secreted by the pituitary gland, which is located at here. The hypothalamus, which make up the floor of the dencephalon, that play a role in regulation of the body temperature, water balance, and metabolism. It also the center for the many drives and emotions. Here in a pink color, this area is called the limbic lobe. Below the limbic lobe is called the corpus callosum, one very large fiber tract. The corpus callosum connect the cerebral hemisphere. Such fiber tracts are called commissures. The frontal lobe, the primary motor area which allow us to consciously move our skeleton. The skeletal muscle is interior to the central sulcus and the front lobe. Thalamus, which encloses the shallow third ventricle of the brain, is a station for the sensory impulses passing upward to the sensory cortex. The Broca's area, a specialized cortical area that is very involved in our ability to speak. Broca's area is found at the base of the ventral gues, the gues interior to the central sulcus. The skeletal muscle, which is controlled by the frontal lobe, the primary motor area which allow us to consciously move our skeletal muscle, is interior to the central sulcus and the front lobe. The central spinal fluid, which is a watery broth similar in its makeup to blood plasma, from which it forms. The central spinal fluid contains less protein and more vitamin C and glucose. The brain has some important barrier. The barrier which protects the brain, which is called the meninges, the dura mater, the outermost layer, the pharynx cerebri, and several fleshes. The inner dural membrane extends inward to form a fold that attaches the brain to the cranial cavity. The tentovium cerebelli separate the cerebellum from the cerebrum. The arachnoid matter, the middle layer, the pia mater, the delicate pia mater, the innermost meningeal layer. So these barriers protect the spinal cord and the brain. The pyramidal tract, the axon of these motor neurons, form the major voluntary motor tract. The corticospinal or pyramidal tract which descends to the cord. The basal nuclei. There are several islands of the gray matter called the basal nuclei or basal ganglia, buried deep within the white matter of the cerebral hemisphere. It helps regulate the voluntary motor activity by modifying instruction sent to the skeletal muscle by the primary motor cortex. The CSF is continually formed from the blood by the choroid plexus. Choroid plexus are the cluster of capillaries hanging from the roof of each of the brain ventricle. It forms a watery cushion that protects the brain and the nervous system from the injury or the traumas. I hope you enjoy the video. Do not forget to subscribe my channel Ayaan Medical Lecture. Like the video, ask questions and post interesting things. Thank you.